Hi guys, welcome back to Battle of the Bosses, Salford edition. We're here with part 3, which normally would be the end point of the series. But this is only the end of season 1. We have 5 seasons, of course, at Salford. I'm Locase Tuner, this here is Elmo.
Hi guys.
And his version will be linked down in the description below. He's been playing along against me. You know how Bosses works by now. If you haven't seen the previous updates, please do go and look at them. On Monday we had the pre-season update. On Wednesday we had the mid-season update. So you sort of know how things are going. And yeah, this is a bit different because obviously we now have to think forward for the future. This sort of stuff becomes a bit more important than it does in the past. Our finances and youth players potentially coming through. So shall we just jump into it?
Yeah.
We'll jump into it. Now, if you did watch the mid-season update, you'll know that I was already out of all cup competitions, knocked out in the quarterfinals of the Papa John's Trophy, which Ipswich went on to win, beating Portsmouth in the final. Liverpool under 23s beat me. They lost to Portsmouth in the semis. Not in the Community Shield, God knows why, but Man City won that on penalties against Leicester. Carabao Cup, Arsenal beat Liverpool 3-0 in the final to win that. Obviously, Arsenal, the team that knocked me out of that as well. So I lost to the winners. Bonus point, please.
No.
And the FA Cup was won by Everton, beating Arsenal 1-0 in the
Arsenal
final.
final
So
again.
Arsenal, 2 finals. I lost to Barnsley in this one. They lost to Arsenal, who obviously lost to Everton. Later on, Everton actually knocked out Man City as well on penalties. Stoke knocking out Chelsea. Where did Liverpool go out? Lost to Burnley, 3-2 to Burnley. So, yeah, Manchester United losing to Arsenal in the semi-finals, Everton beating West Ham.
Where's Arsenal come from?
Obviously, they've had a pretty good season. They only finished 5th in the Premier League, though. Liverpool winning the Premier League by 3 points ahead of Manchester United.
Look at the difference between third and fourth, though.
Yeah, there's a big
11
gap
points.
between them top 3 and then the rest of them in the Premier League. Newcastle, Brentford and Palace going down. I'm purposely delaying before we get to our league. Championship, Sheffield United winning the league there. Blackburn going up as well as Bournemouth. Huddersfield, Peterborough and Derby by 1 point going down. They overturned minus 21 points to only go down by 1 point.
If you had 44, I know they play.
65 points they would have been on. They'd been in 12th place.
I know they play a lot more games in Championship, but 44 points in Premier League's a very good return. You're like easy mid top half.
So without the points deduction, they're up in 12th. So a bit unlucky, but that's what happens when you don't spend your money wisely. League 1, Ipswich, Wigan and Wickham going up. Doncaster, Cheltenham, Cambridge and Morecambe all going down. And then the league that matters, we went up as league champions.
Nice.
3 points ahead of Crawley, 4 ahead of Bristol Rovers, 5 ahead of Bristol Rovers and Forest Green, 6 ahead of Carlisle. It got very, very tight. At one point, you see these teams down in 70s as well. At one point, there was still like 15 teams in contention with not long left. But a lot of these teams had to play each other. We, on the final day, beat Tranmere. Crawley drew with Colchester, so obviously it went down to the final day of the season. We had to win the league title, and yeah, we ended up sealing that one. Right, only 3 points, a lot of losses considering the teams below us all were just 10. We just managed to avoid too many draws. And if we just take a look at the squad, a couple of lone players in. A lot of them will be leaving. I've not extended them. People like Bobby Duncan only actually played 2 games, including a sub appearance. 1 goal, decent return, but just never really came into the squad. Jack Vale didn't do quite as well as I wanted him to. Manny Mellor was already here before we took over. No plans to bring him back. Tyreek White, decent player, but again, not going back. But the two that are in my starting 11, I tell you now, I've extended for one more season. So Corey Ndaba will be continuing at centre back on loan from Ipswich. See 5 goals, 5 assists from him from 48 games in total, including sub appearances. Very good performance from him. And Joe Hugill up top has come back for another season. Brought him in January to cover the injury that I'd got for Henderson. 17 goals and 3 assists in 19 games. He was
Told,
absolutely incredible.
told you we're good.
And we have got goals across the board as well. We've done pretty well. I mean, Henderson missed out on a lot of football because his injury. He probably would have been into at least 20, 25 goals had he not had that injury. His contract is up at the end of the season, and I don't think I'm going to extend it. I may extend it because he's got interest and try and sell him on. It just depends on how much he's wanting wage-wise. But yeah, Hugo will be my main striker going into next season unless something comes up over the summer. I haven't seen who teams are releasing yet, so obviously that could change things. But 4 players in double figures for goals. Well, okay, I don't know why it's doing that. Hugo Henderson, McElhaney, and Ashley Hunter all in the double figures. They see a lot of games played as well. Tom King, the goalkeeper, 59 games this season, which was every game. He played every game, so yeah, we play a lot of football at this level. 14 assists for Josh Morris, 13 for Teray, 11 for Shepherd. Teray with 13 assists. I know he played 45 games, but that is a fantastic return as well, especially considering he went to AFCON. See, most of
and
our
he started
players.
off injured as well,
He
didn't
did, yeah. Let's say he still missed out on 14 games in that case. See, a lot of players I've already planned for next season and the seasons after. A lot of this core of the squad I'm going to give a chance in League One going forward. So a couple of players I haven't made my mind up on yet. Torrance is going. I've already said that I want a new goalkeeper. Tom King is probably going or will be dropped onto the backup. Ashley Hunter played a lot of games. Easton was reliable off the bench. Obviously, Henderson's got a lot of goals. So I'm still yet to make a decision on them 3. It just depends, obviously, who becomes available and how much they want, really. Because finances-wise, like I say, I have got £90,000 to spend on my wages next season. At the moment, I'm only going to be spending 51. So I could adjust that and have nearly 2 million to spend for League One. We'll see what happens. I've made no plans at all for next season yet.
No, I've not even really started planning.
Yeah.
I've had some scouts on players, and I've got a few players on the shortlist that I'm going to be looking at. But I'm going to, like you say, we're doing this one completely different to how we normally do it. So I'm going to spend a lot of time during the summer trying to make the right decisions in players that I let leave, players that I bring in.
And I have made one permanent transfer already that will be joining at the end of his contract, but you're going to have to wait until the next episode, the start of season 2, to find out who that is. Because Elmo might go and steal him on his otherwise. He could be really good for me, and so you're going to have to wait to find out who that's going to be. Obviously, we still have the Papa John's Trophy next season, being in League One, so we still have all 4 competitions to go against. But I mean, this is just a little short update. We're already asked for the cup competitions. It was just the league. In terms of form, obviously we had a really bad couple of months there. We played a lot better really in the second half of the season. Just the odd couple of defeats. Some cracking games, a 4-3 against Exeter, a 5-4 against Hartlepool. This game...
I forgot you had Tevez.
Yeah, Carlos Tevez as well in the squad. This game was just incredible. We were 3-0 up, brought it back to 3-2. I was a little bit, oh dear. 4-3, okay. You sort of like 10 minutes to go. Bit of a worry. We scored in the 82nd minute. Okay, yeah, we're cruising again. And then that 88th minute goal to make it 5-4. You're like, oh god. We only had 8 shots all game, 6 on target, and scored with 4 of them.
That's
King
not a bad
had a
return.
shocker,
Yeah.
absolute shocker. But yeah, Hugo was obviously the man of the moment, hat trick and an assist as well for him. He's just been an absolute revelation since coming in. 17-3 in the league. Played an FA Cup game, played a couple of Papa John's trophies game, which were for Manchester United. I think. I don't think he played them for me. Yeah, so he played in the FA Cup for me, but the Papa John's trophies were for Manchester United. And I don't think I'm going to get the chance to have him on a permanent transfer. So obviously he's still under contract to 2026. But as long as he's scoring like he has been, I'd love to keep him here for as long as possible. Tevez, you mentioned, 18 games, 4 goals, 7 assists, 7.28 average rating. Not bad for an old man. Yeah,
Can you imagine him just locking up
in
in League
League
Two?
Two, like it'd be crazy, wouldn't it? Obviously, all his stats are on the decline now, so maybe I'm going to have to look at his role, but you can just see he's still such a quality player. And he was mainly in this squad to assist. That was his role as that advanced playmaker. I tried to set this team up as much as possible to feed the striker and get him scoring as much as possible. And I think that's why Henderson and then Hugo did so well.
Yeah.
On holiday now as well. But yeah, that is my squad. Like I say, we'll be back to find out who I brought in the pre-season. Don't go anywhere though, because we have the points tally for this first season coming right up. And in that video, we'll explain how the points are working in this save. But first of all, pause this video, pause it right now, and go and watch Elmo's link down below. And then come back for the points, which is coming right up. And we're back for the points tally. Hopefully you've watched both of our videos already. We're back on both channels. If you haven't, the link to the other ones is down below. So go and watch that before we get into the point scoring to know what's happening. Obviously this is a little bit different. It's 5 years. Normally this would be a stage where we find out who wins Salford, but it's not the case. We find out who's going to win the first season, but the points are the total over the 5 seasons. So this should be interesting. We were trying to come up with a fair way of scoring, because normally, obviously, if you're in a league, you get so many points for finishing the position. What happens if one of us got relegated to the National League and everyone's in the Championship? Is it fair you're getting more points for finishing higher in an easier league? So what we've decided to do is we've gone on a scale. So we've gone with the National League as the basis. Got 25 points for winning the league, 20 for coming second, 19 for third, so forth, down to the bottom of the league where you get 1 point for the bottom 4 divisions. Then we've multiplied this by 2 for League 2, so 50 points for in the league, 40 for second, 38 for third, so on and so forth. Times by 3 for League 1, 75 for winning the league, 60 for second, 57 for third. Times by 4 for the Championship, 100 points for winning the league, 80 for second, 76 for third, and then the Premier League is times by 5. So 125 points if either one of us to win the Premier League, 100 to finish in second, 95 for coming in third, and so forth, down to 10 points, bottom of the Premier League. The FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Johnson's Paint Trophy, we decided to keep the same no matter what league we're in. Just try and keep that as a basic. It doesn't matter, obviously, where we are. It's a bit easier once you get into the Premier League or Championship, because you missed out the first 2 rounds in the FA Cup. But you get 20 points for winning the FA Cup, 15 for runner-up, 10 for semi-final, 5 for quarter-final, which is thought we'd keep that standard across all of it. 10 points for winning the Carabao Cup, 5 points for coming runner-up, 5 points winning the Johnson's Paint Trophy or the FA Trophy if you got relegated, same as the Community Shield and the Super Cup in Europe, because we don't particularly care for any of them competitions. So the only difference then is when we come to Europe, because we're starting so low down, we're getting points for reaching the group stages. So the Champions League is 30 points for winning it, 25 for runner-up, 20 points for the semi-final, 16 for the quarter-final, 15 for the quarter-final, 10 points for the last 16, and 5 points just for making the group stages.
Yeah, and this obviously it's over 5 years, so
Yeah,
none of us might get into Champions League or Europa League or anything like
Yeah.
that.
So if we
It was
wasn't
just
to
in case.
if we wasn't to qualify for any of them through the cup, the worst case is we'd have one season in Europe. 4 years to get promoted to the Premier League and finish in a European place. Europa League, 20 points for winning it, 10 points for winning the Conference League. They scaled down as well. 3 points for reaching the group stage of the Europa League, 1 point for reaching the Conference League. We don't need to worry too much about that anyway at the moment. That'll be obviously when it comes to it. And then the awards, we've gone on the sliding scale as well. So you get points for winning the Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year, and Manager of the Year. Points for second and third in them as well. I did not show this on my video because I'm an idiot. Completely forgot about it. Elmo has showed it on his video.
Because I'm not an idiot.
Yeah. So 3 points for winning it, 2 points for runner up, 1 point for third place. Same as the league. Times 2 for League 2, times 3 for League 1, times 4 for the Championship, and times 5 for the Premier League. Straightforward. And then the final little point on this is the top scorer. Obviously, we go head-to-head on that. The difference gives us points. This only counts when we're in the same league, because if you end up in the Premier League and I'm in the National League, in theory, if I've got you're going to need better players to be able to score more goals than I am. I'm playing easier opposition.
And more games.
Yeah, and more games. So if we're in a different league, we're not counting the top scorer. Simple, right? All simple.
Yeah.
So now for the points for season 1. Now, this one is relatively straightforward because in the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and the Papa John's Trophy, neither of us finished in any point scoring positions, so we get 0 points for the cup competitions. In League 2, I won League 2, giving me 50 points. How did you do in League 2?
I won it as well.
So 50 points apiece. Awards in League 2 is there was no Young Player of the Year, so we couldn't win anything for that. I did not win Manager of the Year.
I didn't win the Manager of the Year either.
Nope. And then Player of the Year. Now, all of these awards, it's just a winner. There's no second or third place in this one. Player of the Year, I did win this, and I will put a screenshot up on my side of the video as well, showing verification that, I won the Player of the Year award, and it was...
I think you just spent, last 20 minutes photoshopping it to show that your player won.
What do you mean? Erling Haaland clearly won Player of the Year for Salford for me. No, Alfie Kilgore did win Player of the Year for me. So yeah, I got 6 points for that. And for yourself?
Yes, I can't remember his name now, but Richards, he also won the Player of the Year in League 2 as well.
He did. So we were on 56 points each. We've only used top scorer to decide things. My top scorer was Joe Hugill on loan from Manchester United, who scored 17 goals. Yeah, yours was Mr. Richards with 41 goals in total.
Rodell Richards with 41 goals.
So that gives you 24 points. 24 goals difference. So the final score of season 1 is Tuna 56, Elmo 80.
Yes.
So you
That's
get
what we need. It's a long thing. It's 5 seasons, but just like anything, the quicker you can get points, because it's going to get hard for both of us.
Exactly. And you now have a 24 point advantage going forward.
Which I could do worse than you next season. You could still be level on points from me or something at the end of next season. So that's huge.
To be fair, I could get promoted automatically. You could lose out in the playoffs. I'd only gain a couple of points over you. But then, depending on the awards, my top scorer, you could then potentially pull further away on top scorer. And if I go up, I then can't claw top scorer points back because we're in a different league. So that's what makes this so interesting. When you're in the same league, we've got to get them points in, and it's advantage almost after season 1.
Yeah, we're both in the same league next season, so definitely going to be putting the focus on scoring more goals again.
Yep, definitely. And I'm assuming once you've got to this point, you've watched both of our videos. If not, you really should have done. Potentially, you could be losing your top scorer. Potentially.
Yeah, so he's still got a contract until next season, end of next season. but he's wanting to leave. After discussions, the only way that I could get him to be happy and not like, because obviously you need your player to be happy because you need
Yeah,
him to keep
because
playing for you.
I mean, if you haven't played Football Manager, you're just watching these, you won't know how much of a big thing dynamics actually is. If you have played Football Manager, you
Mm.
know how quickly form can turn when players get unhappy.
So he wanted to leave. He was unhappy that I didn't let him leave the January transfer window, and this is a player that I signed for free. Um, Halfway through the season, I knew that he was very, very good. I really needed him, very important to Salford, and I made a promise that I would sell him, and I didn't sell him in the January transfer window, and I managed to not make him unhappy, basically by promising that I'll sell him in the January transfer window if I sign another striker to replace him. He's currently got a year on his contract and he's got a buyout clause of 345k. So I'm not letting him go for anything less than that.
Hmm.
With the amount of goals he's scored, hopefully someone comes in with that kind of money, or I can try and offer him a contract. I'm offering him a contract. He's not even willing to even discuss anything at the moment. He's just adamant he's wanting to leave, even though we've been promoted. So we'll see. That's a
Yeah,
tough one.
interesting to see what happens there. Whereas my top scorer was actually on loan, Joe Hugo, but I have got him back for another season. The one thing that
But
could,
your other top goal scorer got
yeah,
injured,
he did, Ian Henderson. I was going to touch on that as well. One potential issue for me is my front four, because obviously I play with three behind the striker. The average age of my front four is 31 years old. That's including an 18-year-old Joe Hugill.
and that's not what the club's vision is.
No,
Having old players like
no.
that.
Um, they want to
And
sign players
as you
under the
as
age
you
of
talk
21.
about as you talk about dynamics, the club's board, if you start going against their visions as well, that puts you in a worse stead and potentially get you sacked.
It certainly
So
does. And one other interesting thing about this is both of our contracts expire at the end of this next season. There is
yes.
no guarantees we will be offered a new contract.
So how we're doing it is, say like I get sacked or I don't get my contract renewed, but Tuna does for another season. Obviously, he's getting points for a season that I'm not even competing. There's
Yeah,
no me re-signing, going in the editor or signing for another club. It's Salford and Salford only. So if one of us gets sacked, the contract expires and doesn't get renewed or anything like that, then that's it. We've just lost the potential to get any points.
yeah. And in that case, do you want to just play on for either the 5 years or to whenever they get lost out and lost out, sacked, or contract ended. I
Yeah,
knew
yeah.
what I meant. Lost out. that works. It's a new phrase in football. Don't you know it? All the kids are saying it. Because they say it's not just this one save. Every single one of these Battle of the Bosses saves that we're doing, each one of these teams, we're keeping an overall tally of the total points as well.
Mm,
So this style, these 5 years, because obviously we're going to do it with different clubs as well going forward. This has the opportunity to potentially just win the entire thing straight out.
yeah,
It's going to be
yeah.
absolutely huge, and it's
It's a good
it's
test for us as well
yeah,
because it's a completely different style of how we do it. We're not just doing it over one season where we don't care about the youth, we don't care about how much money we're spending or how much debt we put in the club, who we get rid of, and everything like that. There's a lot more to think about. So we're doing it completely different across these, but we're also doing our one season battles as well.
yeah. And it's not out on the channels yet, but obviously if you've seen Borussia Mönchengladbach, you know that Juventus is going to be our next team. So the Juventus save will be out before season 2 of Salford.
Yeah,
So the next Battle of Bosses releases on our channels, on both our channels, will be Juventus. Then we'll be back for season 2, and then it'll be whatever team comes out for Juventus. Season 3, next team, season 4, next team, season 5. Um, so yeah, you don't want to miss it, and you certainly want to be here for it. So subscribe to both channels right now. Subscribe so you don't have to miss a single episode of Battle of the Bosses, because this is unique. I don't know any other content creators that are doing this style of save or this
no,
sort of challenge. And I mean, I'm sure you're going to be fine with it if I put this out there. if any other content creator does want to take part in one of these as well, I'm sure we can have a freeway save. I'll clarify that right now.
I mean, I was fine with you putting it out there until you worded it like that. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
if any other Football Manager content creator, ideally YouTube, because this is where we're putting the videos. We are looking to do some Twitch saves, but if you are a content creator on YouTube that is wanting to have a battle as well, then I'm sure we can fit one in.
yes, definitely. But while you're here, like these videos as well. I
Go
mean,
and check out both our channels. Go and check out all our links below as well. Follow us on Twitter because then you'll see all the content what we're putting out, and reach out to us as well.
yeah.
We've all got multiple channels, and we've also got our Twitch channels as well.
I mean, you're already subscribed because I've told you to do it, so you're already subscribed. You know that, but if you're not, do it. Do it right now. Any final words from you?
I'm coming back, baby.
I mean, you're already winning, so.
I'm coming back in the battle of the bosses.
Fair enough, and I'm looking forward to seeing what both of us do in League One next season.
Mm.
Gonna be interesting. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.